Welcome, everybody, to the ECL Pro Finals. I am Tegan, it's King Lion Blair. He is Brandon B. Major Bigsby. And well, Brandon, reality check, Jyväskylä. Tonight, we're going to see 3 games to see who can itch their way ahead to that championship here at the ECL Pro.
And not just that championship, remember, what makes this league so special is not only are you fighting to win that championship gold, but these two teams, they're looking to make that upper echelon in the ECL Elite Division. Remember, the winner of this series punches their ticket for the ECL Elite Division next season. They won't have to worry about going into a relegation series. You get in, you are clinched, and you move on to the top flight of the ECL. This is going to be a lot of fun between two teams that have been spectacular all season. Can't wait to watch it and can't wait to call it with you, Tegan.
They have been absolutely fantastic, and you're right, Brandon. One of these teams is going to be jumping up to the big money division, and let's check out the bracket and see how Reality Check and Jyväskylä got here, Brandon.
Yeah, and things started out rather easy. Both of them won 4-1 in the first round, but the top seed in Group 1 and the top seed in Group 2 began to be tested by a few underdog teams. You see both of them going the distance in both their quarterfinals and semifinal series, so much so that Jyväskylä had to come from behind 2-0, and Reality Check had to come from behind 2-0 in the quarterfinals, and then pretty much had to do the same thing the round after against a few teams that may not be on that higher end of the seeding, but Lime, you and me both got to cover the pro division a decent chunk this season. These were some really good teams that got hot towards the playoffs, so do not be shied away from those seeding numbers. Those were some really good teams they beat, but the top seeds find a way. Both of these teams did, and here they are in the finals with a chance to win that championship and move on.
And no easy task to get here, was it, Brandon, as we see in the semifinals of the ECL Pro, both series going to 7.
Yeah, and we actually got to see those 7-game series play out just a few days ago with Tugi and Sin, and it was interesting because Stargazing, they were in a position, and Arctic were in a position to where they could have clinched this thing, but Jyväskylä and Reality Check both found a way to get back in it and then win it in Game 7. So it kind of shows you not only are these two teams really good, but they're both battle tested. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens once one of these teams kind of do get that series lead by a game or so, how the other team is going to be able to respond. They've both been in similar situations all season long. They've really been neck and neck with each other. Now they meet, and that's going to be really, really interesting to see how that kind of matches up with two teams so similar.
And speaking of matchups, we should pop over to the latest results now that we've seen that both of these series did go to 7 games.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that Jyväskylä, they had to win their Game 7 in an overtime, so they were just one shot, one goal away from not even being here at this point, but I mean, hey, if it works, it works. They got here. That's what matters. And as you can see with Reality Check, they had many close games as well. If my count is correct, only 2 or 3 of the games were by more than a goal, and those games were only 2 goals, so maybe an empty net goal here or there making the difference. But like we said, both of these teams battle tested. They had to play some teams that were rolling and on a hot streak in Arctic and Stargazing, so definitely no easy task, and you have to commend them for getting to this point.
Definitely do have to commend them, and I think that because Jyväskylä has won that game in overtime, and both of these teams have been pushing and playing their top level of playoff hockey, it is definitely going to help both of them going into this finals matchup as we head over to the head-to-head team matchup to see how Reality Check and Jyväskylä stands against each other.
We said things would be even. That's playing out here in the statistics. Just 1 goal for separate these two, and only 3 goals against separate them as well. And each team leads by that little margin in each category. So you're kind of seeing that really everything we were talking about it being even, that's probably going to play out here in this series. The only significant advantage that Reality Check has is on that power play, but then you can kind of take that away when you look at the left side. Jyväskylä, a perfect penalty kill through the entirety of the playoffs. We said these two teams matched up really well with each other. We were not playing around, ladies and gentlemen. They are really tick for tack in every single metric that you can find. This matchup shot on your screen kind of gives you a look at why.
It does give you a look at why, Brandon, and let's look at who is going to be trying to win it out here for either side. As Jyväskylä on the left-hand side. At center, we are going to have Antti. On left wing, Puanso. Right wing is going to be Indy. On lefty, it's going to be Vesele. On righty, Sakam. And in goal, Katsu, Brandon. And over for reality check.
Yeah, the other team that made this final via Group 2, Tunkalia, Pro Artsta, and Pursuiti. The 3 forwards up top for them, and then the defense, they've been very good all season. Jesbaru and Kim Johan. Those are going to be 2 guys to watch out for, I think, by the way. We'll get into that a little bit later. And then between the pipes, Finn Sede, who has been amazing all season long. This is a lineup that I think really matches up well with this Jyväskylä team. It's going to be really fun to watch these guys match up in a best of 7.
They definitely do. And speaking of matchups, Brandon, let's head over and check out this center matchup, as this is a good one.
Oh yeah, this is a very good one. It's really interesting because you look across the board with this Jyväskylä team, they have a lot of experience in these playoff situations, not just in ECL Pro, but in ECL Elite as well. Remember, Jyväskylä, they were a contender not too long ago. Things kind of fell off a little bit for them, but they're trying to make it back to that top level. Well, TB and Antti has been a big part of that pursuit for them. 28 points in 18 games during the playoffs. He is a guy that has been a major contributor really in all aspects for this Jyväskylä team, but you cannot doubt the opposing center in Pro Artsta, who has been amazing as well. 11 goals for them. He's one of those centers that kind of does a little bit of everything, but has that goal scoring touch as well. Both of these guys should make a huge impact for their teams, especially with their respective forward groups.
As we head over and check out the wingers, Brandon, that are going to be going head to head here. And this is a very, very interesting setup, as we have the wingers on your right-hand side for reality check with 42 and 43 shots. The wingers on the left-hand side for Jyväskylä, 43 and 37 shots respectively. These wingers love to put the puck on net.
Yeah, you can't say you blame them when you're able to score the way these 2 teams have been all season. Only one of these wingers are below that double-digit goal-scoring tally, and that would be Tunkalia, but the thing is that he has 15 assists, and he has 42 shots, so it's not where he's just not contributing. It's just more or less where maybe the puck hasn't gone in a few times, and he's creating opportunities for his fellow teammates, which, in my opinion, can be just as, if not more valuable than having a teammate that puts the puck in the net. Obviously, important to score goals, but you have to have that one guy that doesn't necessarily care about getting the goal himself, but just cares about seeing the goal go to his team on the scoreboard. All of these guys have that ability to score. They all have that ability to contribute on the assisting end as well. This is going to be really interesting because all 4 of them are just big bona fide goal scorers. It's not a lot separating them. Like we said, it just kind of continues to go to show you that they're so even across the board, and these position matchups have been no different.
These wingers love to fire the puck, but the gentlemen that are going to be pumping the brakes on them here are the defensive pairs, and 61 hits for Vesele. And if you're coming down the other side on Jesbaru, you've got 51, Brandon.
Oh yeah, these are some guys that are not afraid to lay the body, to say the least. And interestingly enough, they're both left defensemen, so the right winger for each of these 2 teams are gonna have to keep their head on a swivel when you see that left defenseman coming up and speeding up towards you, the way that they often do. And something else that kind of stands out to me, especially for Vesele, 23 shots blocked in 18 games. He's blocking over a shot per game. Kind of goes to show you that he's able to be in position to deny some opportunities versus a reality check team that, as we mentioned, likes to really put the puck on net. That could be something really key to look out for. Maybe just denying an opportunity here or there on a clear angle that just all of a sudden isn't there anymore because Vesele finds himself in position to deny that chance.
And a very good job by him. 23 block shots, like you said, over a block shot per game. And when you're a goaltender, you absolutely love that, don't you, Brandon? Is you can commit to the shot that's going to be taken. Make sure you trust in that left defense and Vesele to maybe get a chance and get down in front of a puck. And let's have a look over at the goaltenders that are going to be trying to stop those shots here, Brandon.
Yeah, and not only that, but like you mentioned, it's a big help because it kind of lowers the quality of opportunities that you were seeing as well. When you have defensemen and a defense core in general that is able to kind of help take some of those better looks away, it makes their job as a goaltender so much easier. But these two guys, if they don't have the help, they're still okay more times than not. They've been great all season, and the number that really stands out to me is Kazu, 6 shutouts in 18 games played. In other words, he's putting the team blanked on the other end in a third of his games during the playoffs. That is absolutely unreal, but do not slight Vincere on the other side, nearly an 85 save percentage in his 19 games. Considering how tight things have been for Reality Check all playoffs long, that really goes to show you how good he has been. He could be a guy that if Reality Check wins this series, we look at him at potentially being an MVP candidate.
Look at this goals against average, Brando, and these records. You would have to assume here at the ECL Pro Finals at Sports Gamer that this is going to be a very, very tight series when you're looking at goals against average like that.
Oh yeah, and that's what makes it so interesting. And you kind of saw that when we were looking at the recent matchups where we saw those two semifinals matchups where both of these teams were in it. There weren't a lot of high-scoring games. You saw a lot of 1-2, 3-1, 2-1. And the goaltending from these two players has so much to do with that. It's not that these teams don't get those good looks. It's not that they don't shoot the puck a lot, but these goalies, they're able to make those big saves, and not only are they able to make those big saves, but they make the saves that you expect them to make as well. It makes it so hard as an offensive side to be able to beat that. You really have to put your best effort toward and maybe hope that you get a little bit of help with a bouncer here every so often. But these two goalies, they're going to mean a lot to both of these teams in this series. Do not be surprised if each of them steals at least one game for their side.
Brandon, we've talked about how either team got here. We talked about who's going to be playing. We need to have a look at what they're going to be playing for as we head over to the prize pool in just a moment here. But Brandon, these teams are playing for some pretty respective dollars here.
Oh,
or, sorry,
yeah.
euros. My mistake.
Yeah, I was gonna say over 1,000 euros for first place and over 675 for second. So each of these two teams are gonna be taking home a little bit of currency for themselves, but obviously you don't want to go home with the lower half of it. You want to get over 1,000. Not only that, but you want that championship glory. We kind of talked about it last week, Tegan. These teams, they're not just playing for the money, they're playing for the competition. They want to be the best of the best. That's the competitor in these guys. They don't want to go home and settle for second place. The money is nice, but nevertheless, you want that top spot. You want to be able to say, I am a champion, and we were able to move ourselves up to that elite level. Both of these two teams, like we said, will take the money. The prize pool is great, but they want to reach that number one spot for more ways than one, to say the least.
Yeah, you want to be getting yourself into that ECL elite division, don't you, Brandon? Is where the big money and the big teams are, and you'll be actually able to catch the finals for the ECL Elite Friday and Saturday as 8 Reds taking on Frolunda.
And that is going to be so much fun. We've seen this matchup twice. This is the trilogy, so to speak. Matchup number 3. They both ended in sweeps with Frolunda winning in ECL 11, H-Reds winning in ECL 12. The rubber match right here in just a few days' time for that ECL Elite Championship. I can't wait to watch it with these two teams, but we have a little bit of business to take care of here first, Tegan, with two great teams of our own, like you said, trying to reach this point here in the season's time in the spring.
Yeah, maybe jumping up, you'll be able to catch Cody Toogie and Paul Sin on Friday and Saturday, guys. So make sure you pop in and see that. As like Brandon said, it is the third bout of these two teams, and every time they play, it's a good one. But tonight is Reality Check, Jyväskylä, and this is to get themselves up into that number 1 spot, as Brandon said.
Yeah, both of these teams covet that so much, and like we said, obviously, you want to win the money, you want to get yourself into the ECL Elite Division, but you want to win that championship. All of these teams, they have played this long and have done all of those hours practicing and perfecting their game to get to this very point, to be able to be in a championship, be in a situation where you can take it home and where you can be a difference maker as a player, to where when all is said is done, your team comes through and wins that title. They are those champions. These are two teams that have been great all season. None of that matters as much if they're not able to win this championship, or even if they're not able to win that relegation series. If they don't win, they still want to make that ECL elite even if they don't win here today. So both these two sides, a lot to play for the next week or so. And it's going to be interesting, because that means when you have two teams that have a lot to play for, you're going to get their best efforts for it.
Yeah, it's going to be for all the marbles this week, Brandon. And both of these sides, we do this all the time. And who do you think is going to be the difference maker for Reality Check and JYP Jyväskylä tonight?
We'll start with Reality Check, and I think I got to look at Pursuti. He's the captain of this team, and he's a guy that always is making a difference. 35 total points in the playoffs in 19 games, and he kind of is just continuing what he did in the regular season, where he had 23 goals, 37 assists, was top 10 in the league in that number. He's a guy that's able to do different things. He can score, but he's able to set his teammates up so well in that playmaker role of Tunkalia and Proarxa at the left wing and center. So I'd expect Pursuti to really be a big difference maker for this Reality team. And for JYP Jyväskylä, how about Puanso? Kind of for the same reasons. We mentioned how we could see Kazu as a MVP candidate, but Puanso, he could be in that conversation too, with 29 points in 18 playoff games. He's another guy that is a playmaker for this team with his fellow two forwards. Really could make a difference here for JYP Jyväskylä, a team that is trying to get back at that ECL Elite Division.
Yeah, I'm very excited also. I would agree with you on the Reality Check side of things, but I am very excited to see Anthi here for JYP Jyväskylä. Both him and Puanso had 10 game-winning goals during the regular season. If both of them can clutch up here during the playoffs, it is going to make for an outstanding series here at the ECL Pro.
Yeah, and I think that's what we hope for, is an outstanding series. Obviously, these two teams, their priority is winning it, but we're here. We want the entertainment, too. We wish both of these teams the best of luck, but I wouldn't be mad if we saw a 6 or 7 game series, Tegan. Wouldn't shock me at all if we got it with these two teams with so much on the line.
It wouldn't shock me either, and that's what we're here for at Sports Gamer GG. This is the ECL Pro Finals. We want to thank our sponsors, Kovalon Lakritzi, Wilhelm, and ST Hockey. I am It's King Lime. He is Brandon B. Major. It is Reality Check against JYP Jyväskylä. This is going to be game 1. We are going to get game 1, 2, and 3 tonight, Brandon, and both of these teams fired up, ready to go, both coming off big Game 7 wins, looking to build that momentum into this next game.
And that's huge, and we've seen it so many times where this game 1 in a series can mean so much, carrying your momentum forward in an entire playoff series. So we'll see what team can set the tone and get things started on the right foot.
Reality Check in black, JYP Jyväskylä in white, as JYP comes into the zone early. Ante over to Vasily. Vasily has it poked off his stick, and it's going to be Pursuti. Pursuti backhand, he's poked off. And what a play that was by JYP Jyväskylä coming back. It's Pursuti. He still has the puck backhanded on, and he scores early, Brandon.
Reality Check wasting no time to get the scoring started, and look who it is, Tegan. Pursuti, the captain, as we mentioned, getting the goal. We said he'd be a guy to look out for. Well, he proved us right on that one. The sneaky little backhand looked like it just kind of snuck past Kazu on that one. Unfortunate for the JYP Jyväskylä goaltender, but Reality Check not complaining. They don't ask how, they ask how many. And 2 minutes in, Reality Check strikes first.
Brandon, we've seen a lot of those goals the past few days we've been casting go off goaltenders and trickle in. So, you know, the meta right now is just get those shots on. As here comes Reality Check back with momentum into the zone. Pursuti comes in and he's offside.
And kind of to continue that point that you were saying, that really has been a point of emphasis, it's felt like, for these teams, is get the puck on net. You never know the way it'll trickle or how the puck is going to go. It's so unpredictable with these bounces in NHL 22. Sometimes their best option, if you don't have that pass, throw it on net. You never know what's going to happen. And then if worse comes to worse, if you have another teammate in position, might get that second look that's open.
Kim Johan gets that one up to Persetti, but it's pulled right back by JYP Jyväskylä. Antti coming into the slot, and that one's pulled away by Proarska. And here comes JYP. He's into the zone for reality check. Puck is pulled away by JYP Jyväskylä. Antti takes a retrieval pass and tries to get into the zone for Yip. That shot is sailed over there by Antti. Back to the point is intercepted by Persuti, and it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Persuti over to Proarska, and that's a big save there by Katsu.
Reality check, really the aggressors here through the first 10 minutes. Love how they're playing on the attack.
That puck is going to be poked off as JYP came in trying to activate from the point for reality check, but Indy comes down the left-hand boards. Indy tried to move that one ahead, but reality check, good defense. And puck's over to the right-hand side for Persuti. Persuti back to the point to Kim Johan. Good interception by Antti for JYP Jyväskylä, and the puck's brought out here by Puanso. Trying to dump that one in is taken away by JYP, and here comes reality check, spin pass over to Kim Johan. Kim Johan gives that away to Vasily, and JYP Jyväskylä is back coming up the ice. Pass to Antti is stripped by Tunkkelia. And it's back into reality check territory as JYP works the puck up the left-hand boards on the breakout. D to Kim Johan. Up to Persuti, and they just dropped that one back again, Brandon.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing they're starting to play that just kind of patient game that JYP Jyväskylä doing a good job trying to kind of push back a little bit defensively. Reality check had no issues getting into the zone the first 10 minutes, but JYP starting to kind of lock things in a little bit, maybe getting some of those nerves out of the way.
Brought in now by JYP Jyväskylä. Indy back to the point, shot is blocked, but picked up in front by Antti, and he fired that one wide. Persuti over to the left-hand side to Tunkkelia. Tunkkelia back to JYP. He takes a turn and dumps that one in right-hand side. Persuti gets chased, but it is going to be Vasily who's first onto it. Goes D to D, and the puck finds its way to Vasily, and he comes up the middle. JYP Jyväskylä comes into the zone. It's Puanso. Puanso holds that forehand, drops it down low to Antti. Antti wraps that one around. It finds its way all the way back to Vasily. Vasily fighting in the right-hand corner is taken away by Persuti, and here comes reality check with numbers up the ice. Tunkkelia fires backdoor, and big goal by none other than Persuti again.
You know, Tegan, sometimes we question if these players kind of listen in on what we're saying and they just kind of react based off of those things. Well, I'm starting to wonder a little bit more to that theory now. We said Persuti was going to be a key for reality check. We scored both goals in the first period for his team, and it was just that play we were talking about. You put the puck on net, you never know what's going to happen. A set play off the rebound for reality check. Persuti in the right position to get that second chance look, and he buried it home.
Persuti looking very good, calling his name a lot here, Brandon, for reality check. You called it. We kind of expected him to take charge here as captain of reality check as Kim Johan works that puck with his partner JYP. JYP back to Kim Johan and up the ice. Persuti's a step offside, so Tunkkelia drops that to him. Persuti tried to dump that one in. It's taken away by Sakam, and he moves that one ahead. Give and go pass to Puanso up the right-hand side. Back to Vasily. Didn't like what he sees. And Sakam's going to reset that to Vasily. Vasily up the boards to Puanso. Puanso saw their pass across the middle, and that was a good-looking chance for JYP Jyväskylä as we get close to the end of this first period. Persuti. He comes up, and that's probably going to do it here, Brandon, as a great period here for reality check.
Yeah, you know, if you would have talked to reality check before the game, I don't think that they would have asked for much better of a period than what they got to start this series out. A goal in the first 2 minutes of the game from none other than the captain himself of this reality check team in Persuti, and then he followed it up with a second one there about 10 to 12 minutes later. They find themselves up 2-0. They're playing well on the offensive end, but to me what has really stood out is how well they have done and not really letting JYP Jyväskylä get high quality opportunities. You see, they've had that talent attack, but just one single shot on net for JYP Jyväskylä so far in this game. They are not letting them get that space to really get any clear-cut opportunities. Gotta credit the defense of reality check for not allowing them to do that and then turning that into good offensive opportunities on the other side.
Big goal there, Brandon. And, you know, we've kind of talked about how once you get deeper into the playoffs, you don't really get the opportunity of the tic-tac-toe nice goal that we're used to seeing. And then there you see it from Reality Check as Pursuti gets his second backdoor off of the pad. And we're seeing more pucks on net as the first goal, another one goes right through as Pursuti comes into the zone. Reality Check versus Jyväskylä, period number 2, game 1. Your respective lineups in the bottom corner, and we're going to have a power play for Reality Check to start things off here at Sports Gamer GG.
And we talked about this in the intro. Reality Check, a really good power play, while Jyväskylä, they've been perfect on the penalty kill so far throughout these playoffs. It's going to be really interesting. A strength against a strength. Let's see who prevails in this first battle.
Big offensive zone face-off. Oh, so important. His possession is everything. Pursuti comes up with the puck. Over to Jesperu. Jesperu still walks in, fires back door, and we see it again. Proarska finding the back of the net off a rebound in front.
And maybe a reality check for Jyväskylä. They're down 3-0 early, and boy, oh boy, have the team in the black and yellow come to play through the first 30 minutes of this game. We see exactly what we just talked about, Tegan. You put the puck on net, you never know what's going to happen. Proarska in position to get that rebound. It was a set play from the looks of it yet again, just like the second goal. And now reality check, they're really sitting pretty. And just like in period 1, less than 2 minutes in, they score a goal.
Brandon, before I can catch my breath talking about the shots on net to the backdoor rebounds, we see it happen again as Proarska comes in and pocks his third goal for Reality Check. And like you said, it's 3-0, and it is early. But that just means there's lots of time for Yip as they come up the ice now. Indy, back to Puanzo. Puanzo's bumped off of the puck, and it finds its way behind the net. Antti fighting for it in the right-hand corner. He comes up with it. Antti behind the net to Indy, who wraps that one around to the point. Puanzo finds it left-hand corner. Indy battling for it, but it comes out to Tunkelia, who just drops that one back. Pursuti out of the zone, back skating in. Good draw there on Vasile as he takes a tripping call, and we will see another 2-minute power play for Reality Check.
Yeah, that's not what Yip needs whatsoever right there. You're already down 3-0. You're kind of trying to climb your way back into this game, and you give a high-octane offense right now that's really feeling themselves in Reality Check a chance on the 5-on-4 to really extend this lead. Jyväskylä, a huge PK for them here.
That one fired wide by Jesperu. Is that just over the top of the net? It's scooped back up by Reality Check. Kim Johan. Kim Johan back to Jesperu. Left-hand side looking for Tunkelia, but he lost it. It was back to the point, shot on, and we see another low pad shot from Reality Check. Ketsu able to hold on to that one.
Well, if you were wondering about the game plan for Reality Check, I guess they've kind of let you know through the first 30 minutes of this thing. They're going to put the puck on and try to give themselves those second chance looks as much as possible.
Why not, Brandon? You're in for that ECL elite opportunity here at the ECL Pro Finals as the winner does go up, as Brandon has spoke about. And you get a little bit of cash, too, which is kind of nice. As puck is going to be picked up here by Jesperu as power play almost over. Good kill here for Yip. Tunkelia comes all the way down, wraps it. Shot is put on there by Pursuti. Looking for another rebound there, Brandon, but it is going to be taken the other way. Puanzo sauces into the middle. It's loose and poked away, and here comes Pursuti. Pursuti bumped off of the puck, picked up by Jesperu. Nice spin to open up a little bit of space. Still holding on, but poke checked away. Here goes Indy the other way. Indy with a bit of space looking in front. It's loose and held on by Finsere.
And that's probably the best chance we've seen in about 20 minutes, really, for Jyväskylä. They kind of got it in on that counter-attack, and they almost had a chance there. Just unfortunately for them, the Reality Check defender doing a great job getting back and not allowing that clear look.
Puck is going to be brought up by Pursuti on the right-hand boards. Pursuti looks into the middle, taken away. Proarska drops that back for Reality Check. Reality Check doing a very good job continuing to play their game here. Brandon there's another rebound shot. Pursuti had a chance, but Ketsu holds on. Another big save by Ketsu as he steers that one from the corner from Proarska. Here's the Indy just trying to slow things down for Jyväskylä, as that might be the idea, Brandon.
Yeah, and you can't really blame them. You're up 3-0. Try to slow this opposition and get Jyväskylä down as much as you can. Reality Check doesn't really have to score anymore. Just have to keep Jyväskylä from scoring, and they might be able to see this game 1-3.
Wanso behind the net in the right-hand corner. Fins off a check at Kim Johan. Tries to move it back out front, but it's taken away, and it's looking like numbers the other way for Reality Check. Tunkelia wraps it around for Pursuti. Pursuti, the captain, he's bumped off of the puck, and here goes Jyväskylä the other way with under 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Puck brought over the line. A chance now is poked off and into the left-hand corner. And very good defense here by Reality Check as they've gotten themselves out early and they've really shut the door in their zone, not allowing a lot of pucks to go through the middle. And if they do, Brandon, they carry on right through.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about at the end of the first period. Reality Check great offensively, but the defense has really been what has carried them through. You cannot have a good offense without a good defense on the back end, because if you don't have that, it's going to be Jyväskylä on the other end around, getting that zone time, getting those opportunities, and Reality Check has just not allowed them to do that in this game 1 so far.
Huge hit there as we see the leaves fly off the pineapple on the right-hand side as Pursuti gets hit very hard. Puck's going to be wrapped around with a minute to go, and that is icing with a minute and a half in the second period, Brandon. And Jyväskylä needs to maybe get one before the period ends here.
Not sure if searching on Google will help, but they'll need to find some answers here quick. Down 3-0. They have the offensive zone face-off. It's a fast minute this period, but we'll see if they can maybe get that pivotal last goal in the last minute here. It could help their cause if they do.
Jyväskylä gets that puck up to Tunkelia, trying to do an area pass for Pursuit, but it's a little too far ahead as Vesile picks that puck up and carries it out for Jyväskylä. Bank pass is picked off there by Tunkelia, and that's exactly what Brandon's been talking about, is the defense and the shutdown here. Obviously, frustrated is Jyväskylä.
Yeah, and you can't really blame them. You have to remember, this is a Jyväskylä team that is used to really being able to play their game and establish that offensive zone time. We were kind of looking at the final series, or semifinal series rather, between them and Arctic, and something they did so well on was really being able to have that puck movement. They really aimed for those high-quality opportunities and shots, getting those one-time plays, creating space. They just have not been able to do that. You see 3 minutes and 21 seconds of time on attack, but just one shot, and that one shot was early in the first period. So while Reality Check, they've been putting the puck on net, getting opportunities from those turnovers that they've caused from Jyväskylä, they've turned that into chances for themselves. Well, unfortunately for Jyväskylä, they have the puck in the zone a decent amount, and that's great, but they're just not able to get chances due to the defensive efforts of Reality Check. They're going to have to make some adjustments, because right now, Reality Check all over them through the first 2 periods.
Cat thought Jyväskylä was going to win this one 58% there, Brandon, is here we are at the ECL Pro Finals. Game number 1, period number 3. You'll see the respective lineups in the bottom right and left-hand corner of your screen as Reality Check up 3-0 here in game number 1. Puck brought in, Antti over to Indy. Puck taken away by Jyväskylä, and the defense here of Reality Check continues to be phenomenal as there's a save from Finsere, his second of the game. Puanso in the corner fighting for it. It comes out. Puanso, big shot on it, and his third save of the game is Finsere is seeing 2 shots, Brandon, after only seeing 1 in 2 periods.
Yeah, you can tell Jyväskylä, they know what they have to do. They are looking like a completely different team for the first 4 minutes, really ramping up that aggression and putting on some pressure.
Puck is going to be dumped into the left-hand corner. Jyväskylä gets it out for Reality Check, and Pro Arska does a little give and go, but Pursuiti's a step offside as Tunkelia comes in.
Watch out for Jyväskylä right now. If they can continue to do what they did that last about 4 minutes there, that was a different looking Yip team right there, Tegan. They were really aggressive, forcing the issue, and they were starting to just put the puck on net and give themselves some chances. If they can continue to do that, this game may not be over. We've seen teams come back from those 3-goal deficits before. Jyväskylä have the talent. They just have to give themselves the chances to put the puck in the net.
As soon as you get one, Brandon, the floodgates can open. You're absolutely right. We've seen 3 goals in under 2 minutes before. So, just keep pouring it on here. Yep, you know what you got to do is Visele drops it down low, puck out front. Too many Reality Check bodies, though, Brandon, as they love collapsing in front of their goaltender.
Yeah, and it works out a lot of times, especially when Reality Check does play that game offensively to where they put the puck on net and the puck kind of goes everywhere. Well, yet Jyväskylä, they kind of have to play a similar game now, down by 3, getting any chance they get. Reality Check knows that they're collapsing and not allowing that second chance look.
They said they let one rip. It was blocked. His partner gives it back to him. They come in through Poinso on the right-hand side, who's hit by Pursuti. JYP moves it ahead, and it finally finds its way to Pursuti. Pursuti comes in, he throws it across, and Brandon, we almost see one of those pucks off the back of the goaltender there that we've seen so often over the last few days, as that one sauced ahead to Antti. Over to Vesele, back to Antti. Antti ahead to Poinso. Good stick check there by Kim Johan, who gets it over to his partner JYP, who draws a penalty, and it continues to pour here for JYP.
Yeah, this has been an unfortunate game for JYP, and it's right when they looked like they were starting to get some momentum going for themselves. We were kind of talking about, like, hey, if they can maybe get one goal here, you never know what's going to happen. 2 goals becomes a lot less insurmountable than the 3-goal deficit in the third period, but now you take that penalty halfway of the third period gone to time your enemy, and you give Reality Check that power play, not even a score, but to waste some of that time with the lead.
I love that face-off play here by Reality Check where they go over to the left open winger just to set the puck up. They don't try to rush anything. As here's Kim Johan. Fires that one on. It's saved away by Ketsu over to the left-hand side. Puck fought for on the left-hand side. It's going to be won by Jyväskylä. Sock'em still trying to get it out. He does to his partner Veseli, and it finds its way ahead to Antti. Antti, nice move to open up a bit of space. Over to Veseli. He just throws it on net. Poinso with a shot off a rebound. And that was a great chance for Jyväskylä.
And it's funny how things go, because arguably their most dangerous chance in the game, and it comes short-handed on that one. Big chance there for Jyväskylä. They kind of have to play that aggressive game, even if they are short-handed, trying to come down from 3. A nice, solid opportunity there, but unfortunately for them, Finsele all over it.
Reality Check gets that puck in deep first onto its Proaska. He sends it back to the point. It's going to come out to JYP, and they don't mind this, do they, Brandon? Is time kind of dwindles off of the clock as it comes up the right-hand side to Pursuti. He loses it, and oh, what a puck pickup by Tunkelia as he stopped what looked like a breakaway the other way for Jyväskylä, but he pays for it on the left-hand side there. Antti walks up, gets it over to Sakamu, brings it in, dumped in, and the time and the urgency starts now. Poinso trying to throw it out front. It's back to the point. Sakam over to Indy. Indy fires. Big save there by Finsere. Poinso, good job to keep the puck in the net, and he gets it right back. Poinso still holding on, looking for that one-timer, but nobody home. Vesele trying to keep the puck in, but they can't, as here comes Tunkeli up the ice. He's got Pursuti with him, but they're a step offside.
Yeah, in Reality Check, this game is really benefiting them the way that this is played out. There haven't been a lot of opportunities for both sides, but the clock continuing to run, like you said, Tegan. Now, just 3:37 to go, yet Jyväskylä down by 3. You have to assume Reality Check pretty much in the driver's seat to take this thing on home.
Yeah, Google didn't have the answers, Brandon. They just didn't, as that one's going to be wrapped around down low. Sock'em carries that up for JYP. Over to his partner and then to Poinso. Poinso finds the puck back from Antti. Antti trying to force the play here, but can't come up with a puck. It's Vesele in the neutral zone. A minute and a half left in this third period of game number 1. 3-0 Reality Check against Jyväskylä here at the ECL Pro Finals. Puck is dumped all the way down. It won't go far enough for icing. As here comes Sock'em out for JYP. Good bank pass at the left-hand side for Indy. Indy looks back to the point, but a good job by Tunkelia. Sock'em takes it right back. They need a shot on. That one's poked off by none other than Pursuti. Pursuti drops that one back. The pass doesn't reach the intended target, and Indy's going to work the puck out for Jyväskylä. 30 seconds remaining. Vesele trying to move that up. Pursuti has just been absolutely phenomenal. He's going to pay for it there. His puck thrown out front, kicked away by Finsere. Pursuti up to Proarska. Proarska just trying to get it out. It's like they're playing for their goaltender now as they decide to trap up, but we're going to see a power play for Reality Check, and that might help secure this W.
Yeah, only 12.6 seconds left, and obviously JYP did get that chance earlier, short-handed, arguably one of their better looks of the game, but obviously Reality Check looking to preserve a certain something that I do not dare say here on this broadcast. Not yet, at least.
You don't. You wait your 12.6 seconds, pal. As that one's tied up, fired away. Proarska in front. Vesele sends it out to the point. Not far enough. Shot on and sail wide. Ginkelia back to the point. Yesbaru fires and they get one more as Proarska on the door buries that one home to make it a 4-0 win.
That goal's just making a statement there, Tegan. Not much reason to put it on the scoreboard, but these teams do not let off the gas pedal. And they scored another one technically after the whistle there on the snapshot. Obviously will not count, but a statement goal for Reality Check. They get their shutout. Not only that, but they increase the score in the process. A 4-0 win for them.
And that is a huge win, Brandon. You know, Jyväskylä came out strong and Reality Check came out early and they got a quick early goal and they didn't stop, Brandon. We saw that one trickle through like some Kovalan Lakritsi and the next one was just rebound after rebound after rebound. And that's exactly what we saw for goal 2, 3, and 4. And it's a 4-0 win for Reality Check, which secures one game in this best-of-7 series against you.
That's a well-deserved win for Reality Check. They played phenomenally on really every aspect of the game. Offensively, they were able to get opportunities for themselves, and when they did, they were able to take advantage of them more times than not. Obviously, the first goal, one of those kind of tricky goals, kind of off backhand there from Pursuti that went in, and then the other 3 goals, we talked about a lot, Tegan, and obviously you don't want to tire out a narrative, but I think you can't really overstate how big it was for Reality Check just getting the puck on net and having that teammate in that position and get that second chance look. And more times than not, when you position that rebound in the right area, there will be an open net there for you to capitalize on. Reality Check, they were able to do it 3 different times in this game. It was really the difference. And now they're up 1-0 in the series and have all of the momentum in the world going into game 2.
We're going to see these goals here, Brandon, and I believe this one is the one that just came in and kind of trickled through. We've seen this a lot here, and then we've seen this more often than not as we'll see rebound after rebound after rebound here.
Yeah, it's looking like a Shaquille O'Neal stat line with so many rebounds from Reality Check, and you see the goal number 2 is a rebound, goal number 3, surprise, surprise, a rebound, and then that last goal right at the end of the third period, a shot on net traffic from Jyväskylä's defender. Interestingly enough, it hit off the back leg, and then luckily enough for Reality Check, they had a guy there, and unfortunately for Jyväskylä, the goaltender of Kazu just not in that butterfly position to make that save. So Reality Check, you couldn't have asked for a better period than what you got to start out this game when they carried it through in the second period and third period and had a nearly flawless game 1. Now the question is, how do you replicate that, and how does Jyväskylä adjust? That was not their best game by any stretch of the imagination. They are not used to being, to be honest, dominated in so many assets or facets of the game. Reality Check controlled that game. Yep, not used to that. It'll be interesting to see how they respond here in game 2, because Reality Check, not the team you want to get too much in a hole in when it comes to a series.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about Finsere's amazing shutout after we get a few words from our sponsors.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Lähdetään haastamaan yhdellä yhtä vastaan. Loistava nälkäisen pelaajan ratkaisu, ohi mennään. Luukulla ollaan valmiina. Ja sitten katsotaan, kaikki kestää. Vanhanaikaisella kiekkolapaan, ilmaveivi, klassikko, maali! Wilhelm vei todella komeasti nakkikioskille. Wernerin nakki on loistava vahvistus Wilhelm joukkueelle.
ECL Pro Finals. Can we ask for anything more here at Sports Gamer GG? I'm It's King Lime. He is B Major, and he was Finsere with a fantastic shutout and a pretty big statement there in game number 1.
Yeah, and like we said, you want a way to start out a series, how about a shutout and 4 goals for Reality Check? And obviously we spent a lot of time talking about the rebounds, we spent a lot of time talking about the defense, but Finsere had some really big saves in net as well, especially in that third period where Jyväskylä kind of did get that pushback there for about a 5 to 8 minute period. they were getting some shots on net. They had a few chances in front. They had that one short-handed chance that they had. Kind of looked like a little bit of an odd man rush. And it just felt like every time his name was called on, Vincere was able to raise his hand, stay present, and make the big play when he needed to. And he'll probably have a few more looks here in game 2. It's going to be hard to replicate 5 shots defensively JYP Vasco only had, at least on reality checks then. But Vincere, if he's going to play anything close to what he did in that game 1, I think they could have 15 shots on net. JYP Vasco would still have a pretty big challenge on their hands in that goaltender.
And that's where it becomes a tough situation when you have a goaltender like that behind you. We've seen it this week in the past, and we're seeing it again tonight, is where you get 2 or 3 goals ahead on a hockey team, and you don't have to worry too much because you do have the goaltending strengths behind you. Ketsu, not a normal game for him. We saw the goals against average of 1.63 and 4 goals going in behind him.
Yeah, and that's just an unfortunate game there for Katsu, because it's not really a lot you could do about any of those goals. The first goal, that backhanded, kind of trickled in off of the backside pad of the goaltender in Katsu there, and then the other 3 goals, rebound opportunities that more times than not, unless you already know beforehand where that puck is going to go, it's so hard to make that second save. It's something that even a lot of the higher end goalies can struggle with sometimes, that you will see that rebound go in just because there's such a short amount of time to read that puck and react to that play.
Right.
It's so difficult to make that save. So if you're Katsu, not a lot you can do there. Just have to throw that game in the trash, focus on game 2, control what you can control, and maybe he does look out for that rebound a little bit more and kind of almost anticipates it before it even happens. We'll see if he makes that adjustment, but overall, I thought he did all he really could considering the kind of goals that Reality Check scored in that game.
And expect a big game from him coming up. And if you want to continue to see big games and great hockey, tune in on Friday the 4th and Saturday the 5th. That is going to be at 19:30 CET. I believe that's at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. You will be able to catch Frölunda against H-Reds with Tugi and Sin. And that is going to be great hockey and for the big money, Brendo.
Third edition of that finals too. We've seen them 2 seasons in a row, and this season is number 3. Both times it was a sweep. Frölunda won in ECL 11, H-Reds won in ECL 12. This is the rubber match, and it is for that major prize pool of the ECL Winter 22 season. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch against 2 of the elite teams, not just on the European scene, but in the world of NHL esports.
But first, we got to see who's going to be playing in the ECL Elite Finals next season, Brandon. Is one of these teams may have an opportunity, as here we go at the ECL Pro Finals. Game number 2, game number 1 going to Reality Check. You will see your lineups in the bottom right and left-hand corners of your screens, respectively, as Reality Check in white, JYP Jyväskylä in black. As we want to thank our sponsors, Kovalon, Lakritzi, Wilhelm, and ST Hockey. And here we go at Sports Gamer GG as Vincere drops that one all the way back into his own zone. His partner, Sakam, is there for it. Brings that one around to Indy, who's hit hard there by Yesbaru. Picks up the puck, poked off his stick as Indy got up and was pretty shaken up after that big bump. Kim Johan goes over to Yesbaru, back to Johan. Johan over to Pursuti. Tries to move that one ahead to Proarska. Good defense here. A little bit of a change in defense from JYP Jyväskylä, which I think they needed, Brandon.
Yeah, they're going to need that change. Pace is the chance there for JYP.
That one was a very close one, Puanzo. As Puanzo comes back in with a blocker save, is going to be Vincere, and that is probably the best shot of the night there for JYP Jyväskylä as they get a chance early here, Brandon, and this is the answer we expected.
Yeah, and in contrast, the best save today for Vincere on that one. That was a really dangerous opportunity, but he read the play, got in position, and made a beautiful blocker save. But JYP Jyväskylä, Tegan, they are looking like a completely different team right now. They are on a mission, not happy with the way that game went, if you can tell.
Here's Pursuti. Pursuti drops that one back to Kim Johan, over to Yesbaru, back to Johan. Into the middle, to Proarska. Back to Yesbaru, over to the right-hand side, Pursuti, back to Kim Johan, looking through the middle, back, and oh, that would have been gorgeous. As Tunkelia looking for Pursuti back door, as multiple passes there to try to complete that play, but at the end, the puck didn't end up where it was supposed to go. There's Jyväskylä, Vasily, back to Puanso. Puanso walks in, goes back door, and what a defensive play there by Reality Check, as there was a yawning cage. Proarska over to Yezbaru. Yezbaru walks into the slot, fires, puck drops short. And there you see Jyväskylä crowding the middle, not letting those shots go through, not letting the rebounds happen. As Antti with a nice move through the middle, but again, Reality Check playing that same defense as last game, Brendan.
Yeah, and like you said, what Jyväskylä was doing, not allowing that second chance and being able to collapse. Well, Reality Check did that so well in game one. It was a big reason for their success as they get one there, taking to start out game two.
And it's none other than Pursuti, is it, Brandon? And what a goal that one is.
Yeah, and if you needed an early MVP pick, then the man wearing the C on his chest in Pursuti might be on the higher end of that list. Didn't even get a chance to pass it off to you. As they got to the zone, they were in there about 2 seconds, and Pursuti just ripped that one and got it through past the goaltender in Kazu. And right when you thought Jyväskylä had that momentum maybe swaying their way, Reality Check takes it away just like that.
And this may be a little biased because I'm old, but I gotta believe it's because Pursuti's using that wooden twig as we see it flex there as he rips that one home. As here comes the Jyväskylä looking for an answer. Indeed, Antti. Antti, nice saucer pass ahead, and that one goes off a shin pad, and Finsere had to be sharp as he kicked that one aside. Sakam passes that to the wrong D as he sends it to Yezbaru for Reality Check, who goes to his partner Kim Johan. Back to Yezbaru. Yes, back to Johan, looking for Pursuti up the right-hand side. Good interception by Puanso, and here comes Indy. Indy hit hard on the left-hand boards. Big open ice hit. Sakam back to the point. Big save, Finsere, as he wasn't over on that side, as Vasily had a great shot from the point. Here comes Vasily as he works the puck out. About a minute and a half to go here in the first period. And Jyväskylä looks like a different hockey team. Puck behind the net is Indy to Antti. Back behind for Puanso. Puanso carrying it all the way out. And what a save by Finsere.
Finsere, he has answered the bell every single time so far through the series, and game two has been no different. Some really good opportunities from Jyväskylä, and he has been there every time stopping those chances.
Face-off is going to be tied up and won here. A little between the legs play by Puanso gets broken up, and here goes Reality Check on the breakout. Puck goes up the left-hand side as Tunkelia sends it for Pursuti. He just fires that one on, looking for a rebound, gets it, but it's steered away, and that does it here for period number one.
Yeah, and Jyväskylä, they have some good things going for them throughout that first period, but unfortunately for them, Reality Check was the one to strike first and get on the board from the goal from Pursuti. And now I think we're in a situation, Tegan, where the way this game is playing out, things are rather even. This next goal could really be what decides this game. We know Reality Check getting that hot start, but in my opinion at least, Jyväskylä needs this next goal about as badly as they have all season long. You're down 1-0. They had the shutout in game one where they were not able to score, and now you find yourselves down early and you're already down the series 1-0. Cannot afford. Wow, that was a absolute snipe from. That was an absolute snipe.
That's unfortunate for Jyväskylä. You know, when it rains, it pours, Brando. We were talking about that kind of in the first game. Is here we are in ECL Pro Finals, and we've got pucks going off gloves and going 5-hole. Very unlucky for Jyp. But we'll see if they can build things back up here in period number two, as Reality Check leading this series and the game. Your respective lineups in the bottom left and right hand corners of your screen. As Reality Check in white, Jyp in black. Pursuti fires, looking for a rebound. Katsu with a great save, and he says, hey, it's the end of February. We play those, and Sakam brings it up for Jyp. Jyp. Indy, nice pass to Antti. No, he's shut down at the door by either Yezbaru or Finsere. But either way, the defense and goaltending tandem of Reality Check comes up with a big play there to shut the door.
Just if they have all series long, and you have to credit Jyp, they've really done a good job of putting a little bit more pressure on Reality Check. Now the question is, can they finally break through that defense and get a goal? You gotta like how they've been playing here through this game too. They're really looking good.
Indy is hit hard, loses his twig on the left-hand boards. He's going to have to scoop it back up, and here he comes. Indy drops it back to Vesile. Vesile dumps it in, and we're seeing a dump and chase now as that one drops by, and then it almost pops out front, but good eye by Jyväskylä. There's Tunkelia. Gets out ahead to Proarska. Behind the net is Pursuit. He tried to send that one up front to Tunkelia, but it ends up on the stick of a JYP player, and it's going to be carried out on the breakout. Antti up ahead to Indy, and a step offside was Puanzo.
Yeah, and Jyväskylä trying to push back a little bit, but the defense of Reality Check just not allowing it so far. You have to give them a lot of credit, as we have so far in this series, not letting it get back in this game, because they're starting to force the issue a little bit more.
Sock'em, D over to Vesile. Vesile puts that one off a shin pad and dumps it in, so it's no icing. Finsere holds that on, but a 200 IQ play by the defender to avoid the icing there, Brandon.
Yeah, pretty smart there in order to do that. And now you get a chance here. You get the face-off. You never know if Jyväskylä can win this. Maybe get one of those set plays that they're able to capitalize on so well. Might be able to tie this game up.
Indy to Puanzo. Puanzo back to Indy. Indy throws it out front, and the backhand goes wide as Antti was too deep in front of goaltender Finsere. Sock'em goes to his partner Vesile. They move that puck up to Puanzo. Jyväskylä trying to break into the zone. They can't get in past Reality Check as that defense is strong with 12 to go in the second. Vesile gives that one away. Breakaway from Proarska. He scores!
And that is the first clear breakaway we have seen from Reality Check all series long through 2 games, and they convert on their one attempt there, Proarska does. And how about that play there? Giving himself that play, using his speed, and he just made the one simple move. It's so hard for a goalie to be able to read those breakaways more times than not. It's a difficult task for that goalie to do so, especially when you don't expect it and it happens so close to the offensive zone like it did right there. Not much Kazu could do about that. Proarska made the pay, and now Reality Check. We said that next goal could be big. They're up 2-0, and Jyväskylä, just like last game, chasing this game once again.
Yeah, and that is the center, Proarska, that picked that puck off, and that is just a great play by him as we see a routine save for Finsere off Antti from Jyväskylä. But just very good hockey knowledge there, Brandon, to be up high enough to pick that puck off going D as it's used so often here in the EU.
Yeah, and that's just the IQ showing, and that just goes to show you how Reality Check can turn that good defense into good offense. Proarska read the play, made something happen as JYP trying to respond here, Tegan.
JYP coming in with a big shot that goes over the net and wide. As here's Vesile. Vesile ahead to Puanzo. They're onside. Puanzo tried to thread the needle there, but that one's picked off by Tunkelia. Tunkelia trying to get that one up the left-hand side. Good job by Puanzo to come in and take that puck back, but it's given right back to Reality Check here. And here goes Jyväskylä. Over to his partner Kim Yohan. Back to Yez. That puck's going to be dropped ahead. Good defense here by JYP as they're shutting it down and getting into the zone nicely as Puanzo. Back to Vesile. Vesile to Puanzo. Puanzo in the office. Goes back to Indy. Tries to make a cut play there, but it's going to be picked up by Antti on the left-hand side. Good puck possession here by Jyväskylä. Puanzo back to the point of Vesile. Back to Puanzo. They wrap it around for Antti. They are buzzing now as a bump happens. And that one's sent all the way down, but it will go far enough for... No, it won't, as that would have been nice for the momentum of JYP to get an offensive zone face-off. But they don't care. They're coming in anyways. Indy behind the net. Looks out front. That one's shut out and put back behind the net. Indy tries it again, but it's poked off. It's good defense here by Reality Check as they're weathering the storm right now, Brandon.
Yeah, raincoat, umbrellas and all. Reality Check just kind of keeping things at bay with JYP trying to push back and get themselves back into this game. They've had some misfortune JYP has, but you have to credit the way they've played. They can get back in this with how they've played so far.
Puck loose up front, and it's going to be taken away by Jyväskylä up to Tunkelia. Tunkelia trying to get the puck off his stick and ahead. It has been all Jyväskylä for the last 9 minutes of the second period. Here's Antti. Antti still holding it. Goes over to Vesile. Comes down with speed. Into the middle is Puanzo, but he can't bring it up in front of him. But behind the net in the office is going to be Indy. Indy trying to throw it out front, but too many bodies in front for Reality Check, and that has been their meta in the defensive zone. Leave those points open and crowd that front of the net.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting because you would figure that style would benefit JYP as a team that likes to use L5 and really cycle that puck around as a unit. You would figure that style would benefit them because they're not testing the point. Reality Check almost asking them to take that shot from the point, while JYP just kind of not really able to get anything going inside. They're not letting them get those cross passes, and they're not letting them get any shots in front of the goaltender in Finsete, and you have to credit the defensive scheme and the way they've looked for that. But let's give Jyväskylä some credit here. They might be down 2-0 in this game. They might be down 1-0 in the series. But they've looked much better every single period, it feels like. If they could just get that one goal, it could really maybe change their fortunes. They've had some unfortunate plays. The first goal, that was the odd bounce off the glove and through the 5-hole. And then obviously the great play from Proarska on the breakaway. You feel like there's just a play for maybe getting their way back into this game in the series. Just have to find the way to break that through.
As that puck is going to be brought out, as I believe going back to game 1, JYP has not scored in this series here, Brandon.
Yeah, and that is definitely not the way to win yourself a championship, but you do have to give a lot of credit to Finsete and the Reality Check defensive scheme. They have done an absolutely great job of really keeping Jyväskylä in check and not giving them those really high-quality looks. So it might look bad on the JYP side, but to me, it's more of a testament to what Reality Check has done defensively and the saves that Finsete has made for them in that.
Vasile trying to change that here at the ECL Pro Finals. As Jyväskylä trying to get something in the back of the net here. As here comes Sakam down to Puanso. They need to open the floodgates. That one's put on Finsete, and he's just going to hold on with a routine save.
Yeah, and 15:29 to go. We know we just said that JYP hasn't scored, but it's just a 2-goal game, Tegan. If they can break the scoring open, there is plenty of time for them to tie this game and maybe extend this one out. Have to find a way to break things open. Those been struggles they almost do there.
As there was a great face-off play we see often, Brandon can't connect. Good block by Proarska. Puck carried ahead, Puanso now. Puanso over to Indy on the left-hand side. Poked off his stick. Good job by Antti to get the puck back. Antti for JYP in the left-hand corner. Back to Sakam. Sakam walks into the slot, fires, and that one goes off of Indian wide. Vasile now looking for a cut play. He fires, big toe save there by Finsete. Sakam over on the left-hand side. Back to the point, Finsete, 2 huge saves there as shutting the door. Unbelievable here, Brandon. You shall not pass. As that one is going to be clapped down the left-hand side. Indy with a step. Picked up and sent up the left-hand boards. No, it's not. Indy battles hard on that left-hand side, grinding for that puck for JYP, and it pops out to the point. Here's Vasile. Vasile, lots of room. Over to Puanso. Puanso looking for the pass across, and Proarska good at intercepting pucks, as we saw earlier with the last goal. Puck to the left-hand side, and a toe split save there by Finsete as he spreads the legs there. That one's gotta hurt, Brando.
If you looked up Finsete in your search engine right now, you may well find a picture of a brick wall. This guy has been near unbeatable so far today, and that right there is just why JYP has not been able to score. Obviously, their first game, not necessarily their best, but they have had easily 2 or 3 really good looks in this game where Finsete has just been on it and has made those really difficult stops. He has just been a man on a mission through 2 games.
Yeah, I don't think you can say at this point they haven't scored. I think at this point they haven't been able to score, as we see huge saves by Finsete. As we get a little stat for you, as that one sails wide. JYP has not scored since game 7 at the 44-57 mark.
Wow.
Here's Puanso trying to change that. Shot on, and a great toe save again by Finsete. As a toe drag shot is robbed by Finsete. As this guy is unbelievable. Puck at the left-hand boards. Proarska trying to dump that one in. Sakam over to Indy. Indy into the middle to Antti. Antti trying to put that one on, and Brando, sorry to cut you off there, but this is just phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, no worries. My apologies, my friend. And I was going to say, this is absolutely unreal from Finsete. This could easily be a tie game or even a Jyväskylä lead. But, I mean,
correct.
You have to wonder now if you're JYP, how do you beat this guy? He has gotten every opportunity stopped so far.
Huge save as he gets another rebound that he eats up off his own player, Proarska. And I think the kids say nowadays is he's living in Yip's head rent-free here, Brandon, is it's save after save after save. What do you do to get it by? Is 9 shots to 1 for Jyväskylä this period. And Finsere has been up to the task as he makes another huge toe save as he's got magical toes behind those pads, Brandon, as the puck's at the right-hand side for Pursuti. Pursuti cuts in over to the left-hand side to Tunkelia. Wraps that one all the way back over to the right-hand side. Chopped back down by Proarska. And with a minute to go here in the third period, Reality Check doesn't mind a bit of time out of their own zone for the past 2 periods. Indy back to Vesele. Puanso back to the point over to Sakam, and that shot is blocked. Here's Indy now on the left-hand side, looking for a shot on Puanso, trying, and that one's going to be blocked, and it's brought out by Tunkelia, who just sends that one ahead. And that one is going to be poked in by Proarska, and that is going to be the dagger here for Yip.
Yeah, and this is just one of those games for Jyväskylä. They didn't necessarily play well in game 1, but you feel like they played well enough in this game to win it. 2 goals with odd bounces. The first one where it bounced off of Kazu's pad, then went through the 5-hole, and then maybe nothing you can do about Proarska's breakaway, just a great read from him defensively. But then that one, Kazu's goalie looking like he's going to break the puck out, and then they attack, they poke it in. Just one of these games for Yip, they just have not been able to get anything going. The bounces have not gone their way, and then you add in Finsere playing like an absolute beauty in that nothing you can do if you're the team in black and white. Another one.
Proarska comes in for his hat-trick goal with what a slap shot. And at this point, Brandon, to attest to what you were saying, there was a couple of goals that weren't the greatest, but even with the goals that were, it would be a 2-0 game regardless, because you have Finsere back there that is just making toe save after toe save after toe save here at Sports Gamer GG's ECL Pro Finals. Antti tries to fire that one on. It's going to be taken away. Another big shot on, and Finsere says, no, I'm going to hold on to that guy.
Yeah, he's looking for something I will once again not say, but you also have to credit Proarska in this game. He caused 2 turnovers. That was the second right there that resulted in the goals, and clear-cut goals at that. I have to give him a lot of credit there.
As that is the momentum to build on that they needed. Puanso for Jyväskylä gets the puck in the back of the net, breaks the shutout streak for Finsere as he almost led himself to 6 perfect periods. But this is a good building block here going into game 3 for Jyväskylä.
Yeah, they probably wished it came about 30 minutes earlier, but nevertheless, you get past a hot goalie in Finsere for the first time this series, and you kind of get to that momentum where, like, okay, we finally got that first goal. That mental block is moved out of the way. Now we have to focus up, move on to game 3, and win what is a critical game now for our series and for our championship hopes.
As Tunkelia just flew in there, looking like a good friend of mine, Luis Mendoza, as he couldn't put on the brakes before he got into Katsu. But that is going to be a Game 2 win here at the ECL Pro Finals as Reality Check takes a 4-1 victory over Jyväskylä and a 2-0 series lead.
Yeah, and I think it is a pretty safe bet that despite not getting the shutout, first star is going to none other than Finsere with the saves that he made in that game. Jyväskylä, they put on the pressure. I thought that they played well offensively and played a well-rounded game aside from the 2 turnovers that did result in those goals, but Finsere just stopping every single chance that Jyväskylä had. They had so many good looks, and usually 9 times out of 10, those looks go in, but Finsere playing the way he has been, you're going to get that 1 out of 10 more times than not when you have a goalie playing the way he is and the goalie of his caliber in net on a hot streak. So, an unfortunate result for Jyväskylä, but a well-deserved win for Reality Check, and now they are really in a good position going in 2-0 now in the series. Gotta like their chances from here on out. Just have to win 2 out of the next 5 games to clinch and get yourself that championship.
You know, Finsere had to be spending a lot of time out there at ST Hockey here, Brandon, because he is hot as a Wilhelm sausage. He is on one. And if he continues to pour this on and continues on this hot streak, Brando, it is going to be a tough look for Yip. They got a goal there at the end of the period, as we're going to review them all here as a good building block, a little bit of momentum to get themselves going. But when you're up against a goaltender that gets hot at the right time, it can be tough.
Yeah, and there's really just not a lot you can do about that more times than not when a goalie is so hot and is making so many saves the way that Vincere has been. It's just one of those things is that might be the most perfectly placed shot that I've ever seen.
That one actually ended up going off a defender as well, Brandon, as I think that's what he was showing us, is just how many pucks go on net. And, you know, Brandon, that's what I said earlier, is just so many chances are not the pass chances, because now we're in the finals here at the ECL Pro, and you're not able to get the tic-tac-toe passes off. You've got to put these pucks on net. We're seeing pucks leak through goaltenders. We're seeing tons of rebounds that are getting eaten up by the forwards in front. And you just got to take chances anytime you get it, because chances are far and few between.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so big. And you kind of saw Yip Jyväskylä adjust to that in game two. If you kind of got to look at the stats, I believe it was 15 shots on net. I'd have to go back and see, but I believe they had 15 shots on net, 9 minutes of time on attack, while Reality Check, 6 shots on net, and about a minute and change of time on attack. So Yip Jyväskylä dominated the play. They were in the offensive zone, got more opportunities than Reality Check did, but the difference, Reality Check, whenever they did get that zone time, you have to remember, like we said, 6 shots in about a minute time on attack. That is about a shot every 10 seconds or so. So when they're in the zone, they know what they're doing. They are putting it on net on Kazu, and they're doing it as quickly as they possibly can. They have seen success with that. They've seen pucks trickle in. They've had some rebound chances. It's worked for them so far. And like we said, do not slight Proarska. His defensive efforts creating 2 of the goals off of turnovers as well. So Reality Check, if they keep playing the way they have been, the way this series has played out, you have to figure with their play style, this really benefits the way that they like to bring games in.
Is it going to be Pawanso who comes in and leads the charge here for Yip Jyväskylä, or is Finsere going to keep on his hot streak? Find out after a word from our sponsors.
Loistava vapauttava syöttö, ja sen jälkeen ollaan karkumatkalla. Minkälaisia ratkaisuja tulee? Tämän kaverin nimittäin on ollut todella kylmän viileä näissä paikoissa. Kilven räpylän puolelle kummalle tulee, liikkuvat taakse, kiekkomaali! Ja Wilhelm jälleen kerran nakkikioskille. Smokey Bites ja Snacks ovat tuoneet hienosti lisää leveyttä Wilhelm-joukkueeseen.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
We're back at the ECL Pro Finals. Coming up is going to be game number 3. Reality Check leading the series 2-0. And Brandon, and they're looking to extend it to 3, but not if Pawanso and Yip Jyväskylä has anything to say about it.
Yeah, Puanso, he was able to finally break the wall of Fierce on that one, and it was a little bit of an odd goal, nevertheless, hit off of the fender, hit off of the post, and trickled its way in, but you know what they say, they don't ask how, that they ask how many, and boy, have we seen that come to fruition in this series with some of the goals that we have seen, but I think if you're Yip Jyväskylä, you have to take a little bit of solace in that you were finally able to break that scoreless streak, you broke the shutout of Vincere, and now you go into game 3 with, you don't want to say nothing to lose, but you know what you have to do. You're down 2-0 in the series, and if Reality Check wins this game, you really are in an uphill battle to win this championship, having to win 4 straight. So Yip Jyväskylä, this is a must-win here in game 3. They're going to have to throw just about everything at Reality Check, and I don't just mean that in the figurative stance, I mean maybe literally too with some of the goals we've seen in this one.
Yeah, it is going to be an amazing game number 3. It is the ECL Pro Finals. We want to thank our sponsors at ST Hockey, Wilhelm, as well as Kouvolan Lakritsi. We are here at Sports Gamer. I am It's King Lime. He is B Major. Yip Jyväskylä against Reality Check. You see the respective lineups in the bottom left and right hand corners of your screen. We're seeing Reality Check in their black and yellow once again. Brandon, and Jyväskylä in white as here comes Vesele on the breakout. Over to the right-hand side to Poinso. He didn't like what he saw, so he goes back to Vesele. Vesele taking his time in the neutral zone over to his partner Sakam and through the middle to Antti. Good job by Pursuti, but Antti takes it right back from him. With good puck support by both of these teams as the puck goes back and forth through possessions in the neutral zone before entering. Sakam, he didn't like what he saw. And a good job by Yip to take it back and hold on to possession as they get that one ahead to Indy across the Poinso, and they score early as Antti gets one in the back of the net, and Yip is on the board.
That is exactly what the doctor ordered for Yip. You saw in both games 1 and 2, reality check, they were able to score, and they were able to score early. This time, Yip, the beneficiary of that early goal, and it was off of a play that, what do you think, Tegan? In front of the net. A nice job from Yip, having all 3 forwards win it off of a poke check, but Antti was at the right place at the right time and where he needed to be to capitalize.
Pass ahead to Nkelia trying to get that one in. Katsu just holds on, but I agree, Brandon. I think reality check got away from their defense of clogging that slot, and it opened it up for Yip, and they took advantage.
And as great as Vincente has been, it's been a big key to them being up 2-0 in this series, clogging that slot and really collapsing in front of the net. That time it broke down a little bit. You see what happened. Yip was able to score.
Vesele trying to get it out. He gives it away to Proarska. Nkelia with a big shot. He was looking for that rebound again, Brandon, for Pacetti.
Yeah, no shots. You know reality check is not changing the game plan with the way they have played in games 1 and 2 where they have had that zone time. Get that shot on net, see what happens, and be ready for it if it comes to your stick.
Face off is one back. Vesele behind the net with it still holding on, waiting for a pass out. Drops that one over to his partner who takes his time. And this is where Yip just wants to play their game and take their time, and they get it out to Poinso. Poinso trying to get that one over. It's going to be picked off by Tunkelia, who wraps that around to his winger partner, who gets absolutely run over by Vesele, looking to build on that momentum, Brennan.
Yeah, and you know, I say it a few times, but you don't see those big hits often, but it's a lot of fun when you do. An absolute blast of a check there.
I believe the lady from Shawinigan, they say, might have collected one of Pursuiti's teeth. As Proarska comes ahead and brings that puck, wraps it around. Pursuti behind the net. Nice back skating backhand there, as that was nice, but it went wide. Tunkelia with a shot, and Katsu with a big save. Pursuti back to Kim Johan, fires that one on. It's going to be brought out here by Yip. Poinso, he's tripped up, and this is a great start to a big game for Jyväskylä.
Yeah, Yip can't ask for much better than this right here. They got the opening goal for the first time this series, and now they get on the power play, which I'd have to double check, but I think this is the first time that they have been on the power play so far in this series, something that they have been able to capitalize on in the past. We'll see if they can do it here in a big game 3.
Big offensive zone faceoff for Yip. It's going to be lost. Pursuti back on the point as the defender is the one who took the penalty. As Kim Johan sits for 2. Here's Antti. Antti walks the line, sets up in the umbrella format. Puck with poke loose, but they get it right back. Sakam download Antti. Antti has it poked off his stick. Good play by Jesperu. Here's Vesele as he tries to walk a couple defenders. Can't, and that one's dumped down, and a good start to this kill here for reality check. Sakam ahead to Indy. Indy. Good pass over to Poinso as he brings it in slowly. A little saucer pass over to Antti, back to Vesele, back to Antti. Antti, backdoor to Poinso, and what a pickoff by Jesperu.
Yeah, and there is an example of them being in that collapsing formation, not allowing that second chance. A great job from the reality check defense, and that really did a good job there because it ended that kill.
Antti fires one on Vincere, makes a save, and you're absolutely right, Brandon. That was a big-time play, and there you see Jyväskylä again just shooting from anywhere. They come in on that side, and they rip that shot home.
Yeah, you can tell they have adjusted from game 1. They got a lot of shots on in game 2 with 17. They've had a lot of shots so far in the first period of game 3. You can tell the adjustments that they have made throughout the series with the way this game has played out.
Impressive to see a team like this adjust, but that's why they're in the finals as Jyväskylä as they battle reality check in the right-hand corner. Pursuti gets it back to Kim Johan. Over to Jesperu, back to Johan. He fires that one, blocked by Indy, and Indy resets that one into his own zone for Jyväskylä. Sakam up the left-hand boards to Poinso, through the middle to Antti. Antti to Vesele, back to Antti. Good pass, fired on backdoor, and they score! Poinso!
Well, we mentioned Puanzo as being a player to look out for into the series. Well, he scored 2 of the 3 Jyväskylä goals in the last about 20 minutes of game time, if you include that late third period goal from game 2. And look at it there, Tegan. Who would have thought? Another rebound. Puanzo crashes the net after the initial shot. The rebound gets to his stick, and there was nothing but an open net and white mesh for him to hit that puck in, and he did so right there.
As Jyväskylä taking a page out of Reality Check's book here, Brandon, as they get that exact same play we've seen Reality Check score on, and they come in and get a big answer. It's going to be Kim Johan.
And Reality Check saying, not so fast, my friends. We are still here, and we can still score when we get the opportunities to do so. And Kim Johan jumping up into play a little bit to make that one happen. It was another goal that was in front of the net. As you can see there, he put it on, got the puck back on his stick, and he was there to just clean it up and finish it off there. So now, Reality Check right back in the same situation despite letting that goal up to Yip.
That's a massive answer, isn't it, Brandon? And a great time to do it is Reality Check giving them time here in the first period. Tunkelia trying to get around Vasily and can't. Indy over to Antti. Antti breaks the puck out for Yip. Antti comes through the neutral zone. He's bumped off there by Proarska, who gets it over to Pursuti. Pursuti fighting off Puanzo, wins the battle and drops it down low to Proarska. Vasily gets there first. Puanzo ahead to Indy. Indy coming down the left-hand side. There's that active stick we see from Jesperu. And Jesperu works it out for Reality Check. Good pass over to Tunkelia, who tried to find Pursuti, but we see Puanzo playing very defensive here in this hockey game for Yip. Pursuti dumps that one in, and that does it for the end of period number 1 and game number 3 in the ECL Pro Final.
And this is the first time that Jyväskylä have found themselves on the better end of a 20-minute period. They lead 2-1 in the first period of game 3. And how about Jyväskylä, Tegan? They look good. We thought they looked good in game 2, but unfortunately, Finsete was just a man on a mission with some of the saves he was making. But in this game, things starting to open up a little bit. They're getting those shots on net. They're getting second chance opportunities off of rebounds, and you can just kind of tell they're starting to play a little bit better and open things up more and more as the games and the series goes on. That's kind of been a trend that we've seen. They're hoping that it can lead to maybe making this a closer series, getting it to 2-1, while Reality Check, on the other hand, still playing just as well as they have been through the first 6 periods.
And they've been putting the puck on net, Brandon, and that's exactly what we said they needed to do. You get against a high goaltender in Finsete, and you need to start putting the puck on net. We'll see if they continue to do that here in the ECL Pro Finals. Game number 3, period number 2 about to get underway. Reality Check against Jyväskylä. You will see the respective lineups in the bottom left and right-hand corner of your screen. Jyväskylä up 2-1. Puck is going to be eaten up behind the net by Sockam, and he works it out for Yip. Puanzo trying to get around Jesperu. He's been very, very good. As that one's going to be put across. Tunkelia, a good way to keep the puck in. Vasily steals that and gets it out here for Yip. Here's Indy on the left-hand boards. He keeps trying to win that battle against Jesperu on the left-hand side, and it's not working, is it, Brandon?
Yeah, Jesperu has been amazing on that left side. That Reality Check defense as a whole has been absolutely amazing. It's going to be interesting to see how that develops, because Jesperu, he's been locked down on those boards and is just not allowed anything for the right side of the ice for Jyväskylä.
Antti sends that one over. Indy steals it and brings it in. That one's off a body, and it comes in offside with 15 to go here in the second.
You know, just to kind of close out that point that you were talking about in the intermission about Jyväskylä really doing a good job getting more shots on net. If you want some context, they had 5 shots in game 1, 17 in game 2, so they tripled their shot amount. You can really tell that was an emphasis in the way they adjusted on that. We'll see if they can continue to do that here in game 3, as it seems like that's translated from game 2 to game 3 as well.
Puck is going to be brought out here by Jesperu over to Johan. It's all the way out and going to be wrapped around here. And Sockam brings it out for Yip. Yip up 2-1 here and playing their game as they have their first lead of the series in game number 3 here. They were held scoreless through 5 periods in game 1 and 2. Puck brought in by Proarska over to Tunkelia. Fires that one on, looking for a rebound, but Katsu very good at holding the rebounds in this game, Brandon.
Yeah, and he's had to be with the way that Reality Check has played. We saw that was a little bit of a struggle for them in game 1. 3 of their goals coming in off of rebounds. Katsu not allowing that there. A great job from him being in position, and his goaltender holding that one down to not allow that second chance opportunity.
Vesele tries to get that one ahead, and it's going to be carried out and dropped back by Reality Check. They dump that puck in and give chase. Reality Check looking to tie this game up. Vesele gets it ahead to Puanzo. Puanzo for Yip. Brings it through the neutral zone over to Sock'em. Sock'em can't get around that left side, but it's given away, and now Fred Puanzo scores! And that's one way to get around him, Brandon.
Oh yeah, you just move that thing around and let things open up naturally, as Jyväskylä has done so well all season long. And you can see it right there, just a quick pass, and Puanzo took advantage of it. We know he's a good goal scorer. We know he can score in those big moments when they need him to. He does so right there, and now Jyväskylä a 2-goal lead yet again. But here's the question, can Reality Check respond quickly? Let's see.
Now, Brandon, that gets interesting is Jyväskylä was having a very, very hard time bringing the puck in on the left-hand side, getting around Tunkelia, getting around Jesperu as they were teaming up very well, but there's a mistake made in that corner. It's given away, and Puanzo takes advantage, and that just goes to show you that, things can change at the drop of a dime and turn around very, very quickly, and now we've got a 3-1 game here for Yep.
Yeah, and 2 of the goals specifically were just kind of on position lapses, so to speak, from Reality Check. We saw in the first goal, Jyväskylä had a rebound where it looked like the collapsing that they had done so well throughout the series kind of was a little bit weaker on that goal. And this time, you see a similar instance, but in a different situation. Defense so stout on that left side for Reality Check. That time it kind of broke down a little bit. Jyväskylä got the space and took advantage of it.
Antti gets that one behind the net to Sock'em. Sock'em ahead to Indy. Over to Antti with room coming in backhand, and a great defensive play by Reality Check as we see them collapse on their goaltender like we've seen in games 1 and 2 of the series here in the ECL Pro Finals as Indy tries to spin to get around Kim Johan and can't. Kim Johan's going to work the puck out for Reality Check. Under 5 minutes to go in the second period, game number 3. Tunkelia trying to get the puck in. Good job by Antti as the defense of Jyväskylä going on show here as 2 huge hits by Jesperu there, Brandon, is Jyväskylä kind of getting laid out on that side after that play was given up.
Yeah, and Reality Check, they've not been afraid to lay the body. That's something to continue to look out for in this series. They've been really physical with Yep.
Jesperu trying to capitalize in the left-hand corner as he activates from the point, but it's brought back out to the neutral zone, and here goes Kim Johan to Pursuti on the right-hand side. Pursuti gives that one away to Indy. He sends it over to Sock'em, who tries to break it in with a minute to go here in the second period. That one goes off a bucket and stops in the neutral zone, but Jesperu has it off another bucket. As Puanzo moving that one ahead. Antti with room down the left-hand side. Back. What a play, but what a save by Fincere as he makes another save off a tip with 2 seconds to go in the second period.
He had to watch out for the rebound chance, too, as goalie was able to get his glove on the puck, but Fincere a little bit quiet in this game, stepping up yet again there for Reality Check between the pipes.
2 seconds to go. Reality Check just looking to clear that one down, and they've got a big period ahead of them if they want to go up 3-0 in this series.
Yeah, and Jyväskylä doing what they need to do. Now we'll see if Reality Check can respond down by 2 going into the third period of game 3. And I'm going to be interested to see how they look the next 20 minutes, because you have to remember, Tegan, they were not down whatsoever in game 1 or game 2. Now they kind of see themselves chasing the game a little bit for the first time, so you can maybe debate that maybe that benefits them with the way that they play in terms of getting those shots on net despite not having a lot of zone time more times than not, but they're not playing bad. It's just been a play here and a play there. Jyväskylä, not even 2 minutes of time on attack, just they've been able to capitalize on those chances, and not only that, but when they have had those chances, they've gone to the net just from a little bit of a defensive lapse here and there from Reality Check, something that we were not seeing from them in the first 2 games.
Yeah, it's a good capitalize there by Jyväskylä on that right-hand side for Puanzo to score that goal. as goal number 3 came late in the period from Jyväskylä. And we're going to start period number 3 here in the ECL Pro Finals. Game number 3, Jyväskylä against Reality Check. You saw their lineups in the bottom left and right-hand corner of your screen. And it is a 3-1 hockey game for Jyp, but it is a 2-0 series lead for Reality Check, as there's a huge hit as Indy gets laid out coming into the zone. Tunkelia works that back to their defense, and Reality Check comes up the left-hand side. Good pass into the middle is poked off as Proarska trying to get an opportunity. Indy lays the body on Kim Johan, and it's back out to the neutral zone. Reality Check's going to have to try again. Tunkelia trying to get that over, and the bodies are flying now from the other team as we see an injured player in a power play coming to Jyp.
Yeah, and that is absolutely big, because not only that, but you have to remember maybe a little bit more of a minute detail, but Pursuti, the left winger, was injured. Tunkelia, the left winger, was injured there for Reality Check. So not only are they down a man, but they also have somebody that's injured, will not be nearly as agile. Could be huge for Jyväskylä in terms of the spacing.
Indy trying to fire that one on. It's poked off by none other than Pursuti. Is Antti trying to get that back into the zone quickly. Indy does. Indy for Jyp. Trying to walk that one around Tunkelia, but he's not going to be able to. Just ships that one all the way back down to Jyväskylä territory. Indy sends that one ahead to Puanzo, and Puanzo walks in over to Antti. Antti tries to saucer that one across, looking for Indy, couldn't connect. Puanzo has it poked off his stick. It's right back, though, as Indy gets it back to the point. Puanzo now. Puanzo looking across for the one-timer. Too many bodies again. As Reality Check getting back to that clog in the middle, Brandon.
Yeah, and it worked well for them in games 1 and games 2, like we mentioned. Kind of got away from that on a couple of the goals that Jyp was able to score, but you see them locking it in right there, and in a big situation down by 2 and 3.
Jesperu working the puck out for Reality Check. Goes to his partner Kim Johan. Back to Jesperu. Jesperu looks to go back to Kim Johan. Just going to reset in the neutral zone right-hand side to Pursuti. And Proarska is going to have to send that one all the way back down. This is textbook defense here by Jyp, Brandon.
Yeah, this is amazing by Jyp, and that's really all they need. You don't really have to score again if you can play defense the right way. They're doing so far. They'll have to hold it for 12 more minutes.
Tunkelia tried to get that one out front, but it's stolen away by Antti for Jyp. Antti ahead to Puanzo. Puanzo working down the right-hand boards, trying to get around Kim Johan. Finally does. Jesperu, though, picks it up for Reality Check. Tries to get it through the middle, but Vesele is going to work it out for Jyp. Jyp doesn't mind this slow game. There's only 10 minutes left in the third period. ECL Pro Finals at Sports Gamer GG. As that one's going to be dumped in left-hand side, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, and to kind of touch on a little bit further what you said, Jyväskylä, they don't mind playing the slow game. The clock is on their side. They're up by 2. That 9:44, that's to their benefit. The more that clock ticks down, the closer they get to winning this game and closing in on that series deficit. So Reality Check really going to have to ramp things up here down by 2 to try to get back into this game and give themselves a chance to take this 3-0 series lead going into tomorrow.
And Jyväskylä doing a very good job shutting the door at the blue line, doing very good trap hockey. As that face-off is won back. Reality Check still can't get into the zone, Brandon, and that is a huge problem. As they need a couple of goals. Puck over to the left-hand side, they get in again, it's offside.
Yeah, and it looks like there's going to be a timeout here as well, so we'll see how that goes. But Reality Check, they still have a chance here. They haven't had a lot of shots on net, but they've been able to get dangerous chances whenever they have had those shots. So then it's interesting because in game 1, it was so contrasting, but it feels like in game 2 and game 3, Jyväskylä have been the ones to really put on that pressure and test the Reality Check defense and goaltending. So it's just kind of fun to see how things have kind of swayed back and forth between these two teams. Nevertheless, Reality Check find themselves up 2-0 in the series, but you kind of feel like Jyväskylä is starting to get their groove going a little bit. And that could really be big if they can close this thing out and take that going into tomorrow.
Face-off is going to be one. Tunkelia gets it over to Pursuti, and finally, Reality Check enters the zone. Puck down low. Tunkelia trying to bring it out and wrap that one in front. Big save there by Katsu. Indy bumped off of the puck and pops back out to the neutral zone. Kim Johan over to Pursuti, looking into the middle of the Pro Arska, but Pursuti gets it back. You look back to the point to Kim Johan, but it snuck through him, unfortunately, and Jyväskylä has to come all the way back down. They only have 5 minutes to get 2 goals. They need one early. Jyväskylä over to Pursuti. And again, shutting the door on the line is Jyväskylä and doing it in a very impressive fashion. Powanso, left-hand boards, walks through a couple of checks, but he's met by Jyväskylä. Jyväskylä tries to get it up the left-hand side. He gives that one away to Indy, though, and he gives that one away to Antti. And now Antti working the puck in. Jyväskylä gets it back. It's out to the point now to Sakam. Sakam down to Antti, back to Sakam. Back to Antti. Antti tries to get that one through Jyväskylä. Jyväskylä makes a great play, gets it over to Kim Johan. Now they only have half the time they did when Yip entered the zone, Brandon. That one's dumped in right-hand boards. Powanso's tripped up, and oh boy, for the rest of the game, Jyväskylä is going to be on the power play barring a goal.
Yeah, and now Jyväskylä, they're in a great position. Up by 2, 2 minutes left, and you have a power play for the rest of the game, barring a goal. And if you do score, no problem. The game pretty much out of reach for your opponents in a reality check. So you have to assume Yip in a really good position to go ahead and close this thing out.
Face-off is going to be won to Powanso, to Vasily. Back to Powanso. And I could guess this is going to be a routine move the puck around power play, but not if Pursuti has anything to say about it. As it's sent over to Tunkelia. Down to Pursuti. Do they pull the goalie, Brendan? Pro Arska gets hit hard. Tunkelia trying to keep that puck in. Powanso ahead. Indy all alone. He scores! As unfortunate as Finsere caught that in the net, Brendan.
Yeah, it looks like Finsere, he's kind of getting a taste of what Kazu had on the other end, allowing that unfortunate goal, but nevertheless, Jyväskylä, they got that breakaway opportunity. If they are not able to defend and stop reality check's chance and get it going on the other end, that doesn't happen. So a nice job from Jyväskylä getting themselves that opportunity, getting the breakaway, and even if it might have kind of trickled in and had an unfortunate play for Finsere, they got themselves an opportunity, earned it, and that was probably the goal to go ahead and close this thing out.
A perfect answer game. Yes, I said perfect from Jyväskylä. They laid the body. They scored when it mattered. They took advantage of mistakes that were made by reality check, and that's how you win important hockey games, Brandon, especially here in the ECL Pro Finals done by Sports Gamer GG. As Jyväskylä tries to move that one through the middle. Reality check still giving it all they have, even though it's a 4-1 hockey game. Powanso just dumps that one in deep. As we round out the end of Game 3. Jyväskylä going to take this best-of-7 series to 2-1. As reality check leads 2-1 here in the ECL Pro Finals. And they come out with a big W here to Jyväskylä.
Yeah, and it was a much-needed win for Jyväskylä as well. Down 2-0. They were really in a situation where they had to win this Game 3 to really stay in this series. I just have a hard time believing they were going to be able to win 4 straight if they were to lose this one, but don't have to worry about that now. Played a great Game 3, took advantage of some of the mistakes that Reality Check made, and capitalized in order to give themselves a 4-1 win. So now we go into tomorrow, a 2-1 series, a big Game 4 on the horizon, and Jyväskylä, some momentum going into it as well. So a nice result for them and a nice way for them to kind of sway things back in their way in the series.
So, Brandon, big goal by Powanso. We said he was going to show up in the pregame, and he definitely did. And Finsere not able to shut the door for 3 straight games. He had a near-perfect first 2 games, but it is going to be Jyväskylä taking Game 3.
Yeah, and you kind of feel for Finsere because a lot of these goals, there's not really much you can do about them. It's been really feast or famine with both goaltenders. Either it's an amazing save or a goal that is really out of your control, whether it be that rebound or be that kind of odd balance off of your player. And unfortunately for Finsere, he kind of saw that same fate that we saw Kazu have in the first 2 games. So Finsere played great, cannot blame him for really anything that happened in this one, but Jyväskylä just showing up, doing what they needed to do, and taking advantage of the opportunities that they got in this Game 3.
As there we see a little page out of reality check's book on the rebounds, and Jyväskylä just definitely poured this one on, and they needed to win this hockey game, Brandon. If they didn't, they were in trouble.
Yeah, like we mentioned, it was pretty much a must-win situation. You lose this game, you have to win 4 in a row against the reality check team that does not drop 4 in a row often, if at all. So Yip showed up in a big and critical situation, and in a game that they had to win. They did it in style, and now, like we said, they not only go into tomorrow with a 2-1 series, but they go into tomorrow with some momentum their way as well. Something that with the away game 1 win and the away game 2 win, they really needed to get on their side.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game 1 and 2 for Reality Check, and an amazing game 3 for Jyväskylä, as this ECL Pro Finals Best of 7 series is going to be 2-1 here for Reality Check. And if you want to catch more elite finals, as you will be able to catch up with Tugi and Sin on Friday and Saturday, Brandon, as I am so excited for this, as it is the trilogy like we've spoke about.
You know, you see Frölunda, you see H-Reds, you get excited when either of these two teams are playing, but it's a little bit different when they match up against one another, and even more so when it is in another finals appearance. Frölunda won an ECL 11 via sweep in the finals against H-Reds. H-Reds did the reverse and swept Frölunda in ECL 12. This is the rubber match, and it is for the championship in the ECL League. You will not want to miss this on Friday and Saturday, March 3rd and March 4th, 1930 Central European Time. That is going to be a fun one and should provide a ton of entertainment, especially when you have Mr. Tugi and Sin for the win on the call. That's going to be a blast to watch.
There's nothing better than a little bit of ECL Elite, but maybe there is, as you'll be able to catch myself and Brandon tomorrow, as we were starting an hour later, Brandon, as I believe we are going to be going at and that's going to be good stuff, as we will have games 4 through 7, Brandon.
Yeah, now we are in a situation where if Reality Check won that game, you may have had some, they're like, well, the writing's on the wall, but Jyväskylä, they go into game 4 with some momentum. They won that game 3, and now everything's in front of them. You win a few of these games tomorrow, and you might just see yourselves crowned as champions, and we've seen both of these teams show that ability to come back from a little bit of adversity when they get down a little bit. Jyväskylä, no different. So if you want some more entertainment from these two teams, we sure got plenty of that today. Make sure you tune in right here tomorrow at twitch.tv/sportsgamergg.
And that'll be at 2045 CET, as my Euro Watch batteries are broken on this thing, Brandon. So all jokes aside, it is going to be a great hockey tomorrow. We're going to find out who wins the ECL Pro Finals here at Sports Gamer GG. We want to thank our sponsors here at Wilhelm, Kovalan Lakritsi, and ST Hockey. Obviously, want to thank everybody behind the scenes at Sports Gamer GG. That is amazing. Guido, absolutely fantastic producer. Thank you, Brandon. I am It's King Lime, and we will see you guys tomorrow for some more high-flying ECL Pro Finals action.